I want to thank everybody for getting here on short notice. I am really excited to stand before you today to announce and discuss the contract extension for Mike Houston, taking him back to 2026. As I reflect back to 2018 and when he and I both arrived, just the progress that has been made. And really, it's more important for me to talk about the reasons why. And the reason why is the culture that I see every day in our locker room and in our building, the type of young men that he's bringing into the program who are doing really well academically. Obviously, they're doing well from a competitive standpoint. And I do feel like our football team is engaging our community in a meaningful way. And so when you look at where we started to where we are today, I feel like certainly warranted for him. I know that he would be the first to tell you that it's just not about him, that our coaching staff, our support staff, our student athletes, all play a part in this. But I'm just really thrilled about the progress that we've made as a football program. I do want to thank Chancellor Rogers and the institution. The value that this football program plays in certainly the community, the region, locally in Greenville, and then certainly this institution, the visibility and the value that it brings is immeasurable. So I'll be happy to answer any questions after Coach comes up, but I think it's important that we hear from him directly, Coach Mike Houston.
How's everybody doing? Good to get together for this. So I just, what exactly to say, just I think just very grateful and humbled. I said the other night on my coach's show that, I've made it as clear as I can to Chancellor Rogers and to John Gilbert that Amanda and I and our family are very, very happy here. And that's a big piece of it. But, there's just so many people that need to be thanked, for this opportunity. And I think, obviously, very, very thankful to Chancellor Rogers, the Board of Trustees, everyone that helped get this done. Very thankful for our coaching staff, for our players, and all the hard work that they've done. But really, John Gilbert, from the very first day that I met him, I have never had to question his support. I've never had to question his commitment to our program, to our coaching staff, to our student athletes. And I just, I really do want to thank him. He never wants the attention, never wants the spotlight on him, but just the work that he does daily for everybody, but the work he does daily for our football program to support us, we really appreciate it. And I appreciate him helping get this done. It's something that Amanda and I wanted. I know that there's, you get this time of the year, there's rumors and stuff everywhere around there, but, the big thing is, we wanted to be here. We're excited. We're excited about being here in Greenville. We're excited about how the kids have done here in the 3 years. It's been a really great transition. And I say again, we're very happy here. As far as, your work, I'm very fortunate. I get to do something daily that, my job, that I don't really think of it as work. I enjoy very much every day I come into the office. I enjoy our staff. I enjoy our student athletes. We just met with them. They're in meetings right now. We're getting ready to go out for practice. But the team meeting, they were as energetic as ever. I'm sure I'll get plenty of ribbing from them. Over the extension, but they're just it's maybe 3 years ago today, I think, was the first time that I met probably about 20 of them or so that are still in the room. And that room that night when John and I stepped in there, we've talked about it a lot. It was just it was depressing. I mean, everything about the whole thing was depressing. And then you walk in today, and there can be no more enthusiastic group of kids than that bunch, and that's been the change, in the program, and it's so much work by so many people. So I just want to say thank you to Pirate Nation, our fan base. I said it when I took the job that they're a big reason why I was attracted to this job. It hasn't been easy now. But I love the passion of our fan base. I love the passion they have on game days. I love the passion that they have 365, year round. It's really, really special. And so I'm excited to be here. I'll be around for a while longer. So hope everybody else is excited as I am.
Questions?
Coach, with all the rumors that were out there, did you have to? How many of the players or recruits did you have to address with that stuff, and how good is it to maybe put that to bed and kind of really focus on the bowl game and the future here?
Not a ton, but our players. I do feel like we have a really good relationship with our players, and one where they do trust me. And so the only thing I said, a couple of them said something to me, and I just said, "Listen, guys, you can't." We talked about it the past weekend. You can't listen to all that stuff. I said, you just gotta, focus on what we're doing right here and all that. But I am very grateful to have it put to bed, especially before signing day. And, you sit here and I knew exactly what was going on. I'm in the middle of it. So, until things are done, they're not done. And so, just glad to get it wrapped up, and that puts all the stuff out there to rest, and you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Coach, how frustrating is it that when you read stuff on social media, we were talking about beforehand, but it's all changed over the years.
Yeah.
And it's a different animal out there when coaches are looking for jobs or not looking for jobs.
Right. It's that way with everything, though. There's lots of experts out there, and everybody's an expert on Twitter, and all it takes is somebody to say one thing, and then the overreaction from one statement can go out there, and but it's our world that we live in. But the good thing is, I'll reference back. John and I speak, I would say daily, and we were always on the same page.
Coach, you've referenced back to day one a few times this fall. With an extension now, what is the next few years? What are the goals for the next few years with this program? Now that you kind of know you're going to be here.
Well, it's what I talked to the team about last Saturday with the bowl bid. It's what I just referenced to them a few minutes ago too. And we're 7-5, we're 5-3. We've had a great regular season. That's fantastic. Okay, but that's we have unfinished business this year. We've got a big bowl game on the 27th. We got to get ready for that. Our goal is to go to Annapolis and come back with a win. But even for our program, it's 1 year is fantastic. This is a big year for our program. But this is not the ceiling for our program. I think that when I came here, I talked about what we wanted to achieve. We wanted to build a program that's going to compete for championships. We want to build a program that's going to be one of the top programs in the country. And those goals have never changed. It's just they don't happen overnight. You don't microwave a program like that. It takes some time to put it together. And we're obviously headed in that direction. But I'm excited about our future because I'm excited about the players that we have in the roster that we'll be back next year, the players that we'll be back the year after that, and the year after that. And I'm excited about our recruits that we have committed. I really, really like this class that's coming in that will sign with us in about a week and a half. The program, for us, our internal expectations are going to continue to push the bar higher and higher.
Mike, with your immediate future somewhat secure, how much does that factor into the decision of Holton Ahlers to come back? And have you had discussions with him? And if so, when is he going to make his announcement?
Well, Holton and I we probably talked 3 times this week, even though I've been on the road and stuff, and not just about that. We talk about a lot of stuff, and I don't want to speak for him, but I do know that he's given this, thorough thought, and he'll let everybody know what his decision is when the time's right. I told him I'm going to support him no matter what. He's an outstanding young man. He's a big reason for our success too, and I've shared that with him. But he'll figure that out and communicate that to everybody when the time's right.
Coach, on a football note, as you guys get set to go to practice today, what are some of the things you want to get accomplished today and the first couple of practices going forward?
Well, we don't know who we're playing, so we're not getting ready for an opponent. They've had the most extended period of time they've had off since the summer, so we're going to get everybody back going. You still have a few bumps and bruises. You have some guys that have been playing with some things towards the end of the season. We're going to be very, very cautious with them. We want to make sure that we're healthy and fresh going into the bowl game. So you might see some guys that have played a lot of snaps not get as much work here the first couple of days. We have a lot of young guys that have not played a lot, and we have a lot of guys that maybe redshirted this year and didn't play any. So we're going to do a lot of stuff with them also. But like, for example, today, we want to get back going, special teams wise. So it's going to be more about the quality reps and really, work on some fundamentals and some things to ensure that we're making improvement in the areas maybe that we had, have some things that didn't go our way here during the season. And so the first several days is going to be just a lot of that. It'll be a lot of just about us.
Coach, we haven't seen the terms of the contract yet, but I assume the assistants will be getting some sort of raise. And how important is that for your staff, especially compared to the rest of the American? It's pretty well documented they're not maybe getting paid what some of the assistants in the conference are. So how important is it for them to be rewarded along with yourself?
When John asked me what things were important to me when we first started, talking about an extension, that was it. I mean, that's, it's anything that we achieve on the field, it's a group effort. I mean, it's the student athletes, it's the assistant coaches, it's the support staff, it's everyone in this thing together. And I'm very thankful that the institution is going to invest in our coaching staff beyond myself, and I'm excited for them too. They all want to be here. They're heavily invested in this thing, so that was a big piece of it.
Now, can you give us a timeline a little bit about when the first negotiations started and just kind of follow us through? And then give us all the numbers exactly how they went down.
Well, really, after the Memphis game on that Sunday, I went in and talked to Coach and talked to him about where I thought we were and where I wanted us to get towards, and we really didn't get. His focus was on the games and, the opponents that we were playing. So it was a very high-level discussion at that point, not necessarily down in the weeds. And so it really started on that Sunday after the Memphis game when we got bowl eligible and, everybody could see the tangible result on the field.
John, can you discuss the specific terms of the deal, the amount, the years, and
what
it means for the assistants?
We're getting we'll get the agreements printed for you now, so I'm hopeful like here shortly someone will bring those up. I won't get into all the specifics. I'll let you all kind of look through the contract, but it's we're backing him up to 5 years. He had 2 remaining, so he added on an additional 3 to 26. And if you look at kind of where we started, both Mike and his assistants were at the bottom of our league as it relates to salary and salary pool. And so I felt like it was important, if we all want the program to be where we want it to be, we need to continue to invest. I thought it was really important from a stability standpoint, not only for Mike, but also for the assistants. And so we're working on the assistant pool as well to make sure that we're able to secure those guys for the future.
not to take anything away from the day, but there's also been talk of a possible extension for you as well. Is that also in the works?
I've talked to the, I'm happy here. Katie and I love living here. I really don't worry about those things. Like it just doesn't enter my mind. The chancellor and I have talked. Hopefully we'll get something completed in short order. Not really a focus for me. I'm happy being here. Love living in this community. I love our fan base. We're not done. I think as it relates to our entire athletic department, we've got so many things moving in a positive direction. I've got a lot of work left to do. It's really going to take everyone to get there. Our Pirate Club, the donors in our Pirate Club, we're going to be talking to them in short order about what a capital campaign would look like, getting them to help invest in all of our sports teams, all of our infrastructure to help grow this. But because as you look across the landscape of our conference, both those members that are with us now and those that are leaving us, the programs that are elevating themselves and creating new opportunities, it's all coming from investments that they made long ago. And I think back to like the University of Houston and where they are and the decision they made 10 years ago to really double down and invest in athletics. We're going to be talking to our donors in short order, through the Pirate Club about helping us invest in this entire athletic department to grow it where it really wants to be.
What's the when you hear a coach of yours come up in some rumors, and what's the feeling and reaction like on your end, and does that kind of play a role in the timeline of all this happening?
Well, it's interesting. Someone tweeted out something. Someone with not a lot of followers, no one at ECU, but someone with not many followers, and it was on Sunday evening, and I really don't get much time off, and your phone starts blowing up from everybody of, is coach talking to a particular school or not. And it does, on some levels, aggravate you with having to deal with that. But the reality is, and I look at this with all of our coaches, it is a shared partnership with me. I get to share in the success of our programs, and when our programs aren't successful on the field, I share in that as well. Like I wear it on my sleeve, I feel it. And so part of that shared partnership is an open line of communication. Coach Houston mentioned that he and I talk every day. I make sure that there are no surprises, and so my dander was never really exercised when all that discussion was happening because of the conversations that I'm having with the coach, knowing where we stand and what we have been discussing from a term standpoint. So it creates a lot of stress from a communication standpoint with the outside world who sees this and wants me to react to every one of their questions, which you have to do in short order. But internally, I really was not concerned based on my relationship with our coaches and how we communicate with one another. And I just firmly believe in that.
I know when Coach Houston was at James Madison, he had an agreement about the indoor practice facility in his contract. Is that something that y'all talked about at all, or is that more like a verbal agreement?
No, and I would never. I don't believe in that. Like, if I say we're going to do X, we're going to do it. I don't feel like I need to put every little thing in a contract. I'm interested in an indoor practice facility. It makes a lot of sense on a lot of levels. And, when you look at it, I don't look at it as something that's strictly for football. This is something that baseball, softball, soccer, lacrosse, every outdoor team that we have would have access to something like that. It also makes a significant statement from a recruiting standpoint. most every Division 1A school in the state of North Carolina, other than maybe one or two, have an indoor practice facility. And then I could rattle off a number of schools that have them that are not in as prestigious a league as we have. And so I do think it is a missing piece for us. It is not going to preclude us from continuing to win and promote our program, but I do think it's something that we need to start working towards. I'm not ready to launch anything today, but again, from a capital standpoint, we're going to get in front of our donors pretty quickly to help invest in all of our sports programs.
Yeah, what's the buyout number now?
There's again, you'll get the terms here shortly. It'll start at $2 million and come down $250 per year.
John, have you had any conversations about the bowl game upon it being announced before the deadline? And then kind of a twofer, along with Ida's question about the indoor practice facility, you've also quoted the name Vince McMahon recently. Kind of on record, on camera, what is you said past administrations have attempted that on some level. Has there been any conversations recently about that approach?
No conversations with Vince McMahon.
Internally.
None internal. I mean, obviously, we would love for Vince McMahon to be a part of East Carolina athletics. He brings, everybody wants to talk about his wealth, which certainly he's a wealthy individual. But I think somebody like that, being an alum, understanding Eastern North Carolina, the influence that they have is immeasurable. They could help us in so many ways. And I think back to other projects that I've been a part of where I've worked with a very well-known individual that when you get connected with individuals like that, the people that they can bring to the table to help, it's a pretty amazing process. So Vince, if you hear us, come home. We need you and want you to be a part of the East Carolina athletic experience. What your previous question?
The bowl. Just the bowl.
Yeah, the bowl.
The deadline.
Yeah, when we talked about the bowl game, I asked specifically. Again, Military Bowl had the second pick in the AAC. We knew that the first pick ESPN was going to exercise with another bowl. So I wanted to know if the Military was solid with us, let's go ahead and announce it so we can start our ticket sales. And our ticket sales have gone very well. I've been really pleased with where we are. Again, when you buy them from ECU, we get to keep the revenue on the ticket piece. So it really does help with the bottom line as individuals buy from us. I would anticipate as the ACC goes through their selection process, could we find out before Sunday? I think it's possible, but I'm waiting really on that Sunday time frame before we really know who our opponent is.
Hi, this is ESPN's Dave Lamont, and you're listening to the Sports Objective Podcast, the unofficial podcast of the Pirates.